chance to really cash in. And by the way, if somebody buys this company, they're not buying all of it. We're resetting the ESP and it starts all over again. So there'll be a round two and maybe even a round three. You know, even based on the offer we got right now, there's some guys getting over $1 million and some guys getting big checks. But I probably won't accept that offer. But I want to help you right now. What do you got to do to build this side so you can help build this side? You got to get on the phone and just start inviting people. You know, get a list of mortgage people. I think everybody you know, I've been able to recruit people that have been gone for 10 years back into FEG. And this is what's so important. If this is you and you recruit this person, if you're going to grow and make a ton of money in this business, that doesn't do anything. Next Wednesday, new recruit. You have 5 people here, 10 people here. When you recruit somebody, you got to load their wagon immediately. You don't wait to get trained. You just start. When you get this person, boom, you just get aggressive and you start going like this. Now you lock that person in. They're not going anywhere. Okay? So I see a lot of people that are doing a pretty decent job recruiting, but I don't see enough of boom, 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 boom. Then you might find some winner right there. Boom, 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 boom. And I want you to, I'm just going to tell you on the front end, vision. We're going to put hundreds of thousands of people into this thing. So I can foresee hundreds of thousands here. And out of the hundreds of thousands, maybe 20, 30,000 more agents over here. Not all of them might do this part. But this is going to feed this. Okay? And I truly think it's a chance because it's so easy to talk about. And so another couple things. If you have debt, be sure to run your numbers because you got to have a story to tell. If you don't have debt, then you can't run your numbers. And it doesn't cost a dime to run your numbers, right? You just get with a trainer and run your numbers. And a couple of you were in here, but I got to tell you, Wayne Womack this morning. Wayne Womack, he has a 30-year loan, been paying an extra $500 a month, and he's down to 16.7 years, something like that. Real low interest rate. And he's got a truck payment. That's all he's got. He runs the software. He's down to like 2.6 years. Instead of this, 2.6 years instead of 16. And he's saving $88,000 in interest.
Exact same amount of pocket.
Yep. You got to be bold enough to go out there and tell the story and run people's numbers. Because I've kind of noticed that some really smart people get real skeptical on this. And we got to respect that. There's nothing wrong with that. They should be skeptical. But you got to be strong enough to say, hey, dummy, you know, you're not putting him down. But hey, dude, like my brother-in-law, I fought. I got mad at him. Don't be stupid when you don't know what you're talking about. At least open your mind and look. What if you could save $300,000-$400,000 in interest? You're going to say, well, I'm too stupid to look at it? We had a pretty heated discussion, and he's Mr. Know-It-All CPA. I ain't backing down one iota. I don't have to back down. So this is, you know, we're still here on the ground floor. We haven't even had a training in California yet. Our goal is to have a training December 7th. I think it's Friday, Saturday. Somewhere in California, it will be the first ever training in the state. And it's going to sell out like that. It might be on the Central Coast, or it might be in Northern California. It might actually be in Joel de Guzman's office, because that office can hold a couple hundred people. So it's a chance to get trained and get a little bit more confident. But I really urge you guys, if you know any networkers, get them. Get them before somebody else gets them. Okay? Already in FEG, and I'm so glad I got involved with this, because already in FEG, there's outside parties recruiting FEG agents. So if you don't get your agents, somebody else will.
You say they're recruiting you to this?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this, I've told you that since the start. We're doing this not only for offense, new prospecting tool, all that, we're doing it for defense.
Which is what
I
you
mean,
do.
what if somebody goes into your organization in LA and recruits, what's that guy, Sal?
No.
What if somebody recruits Sal and he starts recruiting everybody and you guys are out? You know, because it's getting around, and it's gonna get around quick, and it's gonna be hundreds of thousands of people. Because that story I just wrote down, if that's true, is pretty revolutionary, right? So, anyway, I'm gonna go through this a little bit different. So here's a video that I think everybody but Sanan's seen this. And by the way, just so you know, I have this recorded. And I can send you the recording.
Please.
Why is it?
I'm into finding the right mortgage. Both Jill and Kathy took out identical 30-year mortgages at a 4% rate. I mean, no doubt about it, Jill and Kathy are smart consumers. But Jill, well, she knows about something that Kathy doesn't. Jill is taking advantage of a smart online program called the Worth Account. Thanks to the Worth Account, Jill will have her $200,000 mortgage paid off in less than 9 years, which is more than 21 years sooner than Kathy. In fact, Jill is going to save over $117,000 in interest compared to how much Kathy's going to pay on the same mortgage. So, while Kathy is paying mortgage interest, Jill's building a big nest egg. While Kathy's mortgage payment is taking a big chunk out of her monthly budget, Jill's eliminating her mortgage and all the rest of her debt in less than 1/3 the regular time. And in year 9, Jill thinks she might be looking into buying a second home as a rental income property. Kathy, she'll be making mortgage payments on the house she has. Jill's thinking about all the ways she might use the extra $290,000 she can now build up in the bank over the next 30 years. Kathy is, making mortgage payments. Oh, and Jill and her husband are making plans to retire early. Kathy is, you know. So ask yourself, what do you want to be doing in 10 years? Paying for your house or seeing the world? We thought so.
Okay, nice little intro video. I think that's a video that you can even send out to somebody if you want it. If you need a copy of that video, get it from Roger in the home office, roger@fegcorp.com. He can send it to you. So here's kind of the bottom line. Making money is a good thing. Debt's a bad thing, unless you're using it to make more money in real estate. That'd be an exception. So we got a chance to make money getting rid of bad things and turning it into good things. And the more that you understand this, that monthly cash flow of all that money going to the banks eventually transforms into your money to build your wealth. And it's an absolute consumer revolution. So what we've done is we got 2 different companies, and here's why I jumped in. And I've got a lot of people right now telling me thank you for doing that. I worked with the owners of this company 10, 12 years ago at a company called United First Financial. I got to know the owners, we worked with them, we became their #1 producers. I think we're probably their #1 producers right now already. And so I know the owners and I liked them, and they treated us with respect. But here's the other thing, they had 70,000 people, they lost it. Because back 10 years ago, you had to have a HELOC. So when the real estate market crashed and financing tightened up, you couldn't get a HELOC, which means they could no longer sell this product. So they lost their whole sales force. But they had about 30,000 clients. They lost their entire sales force and kept servicing those 30,000 clients. Those 30,000 clients, so many, I mean, the people that have used this software for 10 straight years, it's completely changed their lives financially. So we know these guys, and they got a crusade, get out of debt. It's a very noble crusade, right? Easy to talk about. There's money to be made. For a builder, there's big, big, big money to be made. And it's going to feed this side of your business. You guys, it doesn't have to be this. Right now, I hope for you that it's not the same old, same old. You got a chance to do something super special with your life right now, but you're not going to change. You got to do something different. You got to start going through the numbers, talking to people, and you got to get this guy and get that guy. You got to get that thing happening fast. You do it, you're going to change your life. When we did this thing 10, 12 years ago, there was so many people in this company making over $100,000 a month. I mean, a ton of people making over $100,000. Tom Keeter, my friend, making over $250,000 a month. So get aggressive. Work the multiples, because there's no license slowing you down. You get it? And then you combine, so Great Crusade, I don't need to talk about this, you get it. By themselves, they're fantastic. But when you do both, you're changing lives, you're changing our industry. My vision is, I've never seen anything this powerful combining these two things. I've never seen anything this powerful anywhere in my life. Go recruit aggressive, sharp, successful people. You don't have to go recruit people that have lost their entire life. Go recruit the most successful people you know. I urge you to do that. So we all know that America, even though our economy right now is strong, millions less on food stamps, lowest unemployment in history, that's at an all-time high too. Okay? Only 4% of the people retire financially secure. Why? One of the reasons is they spend their whole life getting up and working for the bank instead of their own self. We can free them of that and do the tax-free, risk-free. And then the government's got all this debt, which is going to affect the tax rate, right? So we have a perfect situation to build these two businesses. We could not even dream of having a better situation than right now to build this thing. But you got to jump outside your comfort zone and you got to get aggressive. And it will change. Your life can change in a couple months. I mean, really, I'm talking about making some real money. Another thing that I learned is, if you take average Joe across all of America making $5,000 a month, and let's say he's only spending $2,000 on mortgage and credit cards and cars, that's pretty low. Well, over 10 years, that's $240, and over 30 years, that's $720. If you can cut it from 30 just to 10 years and save them $500,000, and that $500,000 goes to work for that family, you change their lives. So does anybody out there want to get out of debt? I got a referral yesterday, and I made a cold call to a lady named Jill. She's hooked into all the Intero offices, and she goes out into the corporate world and does financial education. I got her on a webinar. I did the same webinar yesterday for a small group of people. She freaked out. It's called Women's Money Organization of America or something, and they've got huge assets everywhere. Come on in. Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Sorry we're a little late.
It's okay.
Glad you're here.
You made it.
Yes, thank you.
Now, this slide's very important. Who's this guy? Who is that? Victor Mojica in 20 years. Because Victor's smart, just like Albert Einstein, right? But Albert Einstein says, most powerful force in the world is compound interest. You might have heard about that before. The person that understands it earns it. The person that doesn't pays it. What do you want to do? Earn it or pay it?
Earn it.
That's what we're going to teach people. That's what we do. This is what we do. We're going to teach you and build you a strategy to do this for your family. So now we got a 10-minute video that I've already seen about 10 times. Don't let this video confuse you, because you're gonna have all these accounts. And the software's gonna say, take this, put it over here, do this. Confusion. That's what the software does. So this video, you're gonna see it. First time I saw it, I go, oh my gosh, this is complicated. But you see it a couple times, and you understand that that's what the software does. It says take money from here, put it to here, put extra in your mortgage, do this, this, this. It's your financial GPS. Okay, where's the volume?
Just screen.
All across America, people are needlessly overpaying the interest on their mortgages and other debts without even knowing it. In this video, we will show you how thousands of people in the U.S. are saving interest and paying down debt faster than they ever thought possible. So let's get started. Over the years, companies that have created products and services that help to change our lives for the better, such as Microsoft, Apple, eBay, and Starbucks, received the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award when they first started. It's a highly recognized award, and Ernst & Young is known as one of the top 3 accounting, tax assurance, and financial services firms in the world. The creators of this revolutionary interest savings system received this same award in the financial services category. The creators of this program have also been recognized by publications such as Success Magazine, Mortgage Planner, True Wealth, and Broker Banker. Plus, they received the Editor's Choice Award from Personal Real Estate Investor Magazine. So what is this interest-reducing system? This revolutionary program is an easy-to-use financial system, which uses key money-saving principles to help you eliminate debt quickly and save interest. We would now like to review 4 of these key money-saving principles. The first money-saving principle is strategic payoff. The second one is interest accumulation. The third key principle is interest float. And the fourth is interest cancellation. Here's what an amortization schedule looks like on a 30-year, $200,000 loan at 4.5% with a payment of $1,013. If this client makes their payment as scheduled, by year 20, we can see that they have barely gained half of their equity, yet they've already paid over $243,000 in mortgage payments. And at the end of 30 years, they will have paid over $364,000 for their $200,000 loan. That's over $164,000 in interest payments. In other words, they will have paid over 82% of the original amount they borrowed just in interest payments. Banks hold depositors' money as long as they can to leverage themselves. They wait until the last possible minute before dispersing funds to various accounts so they can, in the long run, hold on to every cent. This is how they continue to make significant profits. Now, it's your turn to have a system that runs the strategies and calculations for you, allowing you to use your banking system to bank like a bank. This system has many thousands of math algorithms working for you. That means that your system is tailor-fitted to your specific financial situation, using existing banking tools at your bank. We just provide the online financial system and education to get you out of debt the fastest way possible based on your unique situation. Let's discuss the first of the 4 money-saving principles, strategic payoff. The system recalculates each time you have a change in the amount owed, interest rates, the ratio of principal applied versus interest paid, and many other determining factors. Fortunately, the system determines all the correct factors for you. Let me introduce you to Bob and Katie. Bob and Katie make $5,400 per month net, or after taxes, and they spend a combined $5,200 per month on all their debts, expenses, and entertainment. This means Bob and Katie only have $200 left over at the end of the month. Do you need $200 to make the system work? No. You just need to spend less than you make, and we can show you as little as $1 left over will work. Here are their liabilities. Bob and Katie have direct deposit with the companies they work for, so their paychecks go into their checking account. The system prompts them to transfer that $5,400 from checking into savings. So for the sake of demonstration purposes, realizing that everyone's situation is different, we're going to say that Bob and Katie can pay all their bills on their credit card or line of credit. We realize that the online system will be customized for you, and that your financial situation will be different from Bob and Katie's. A credit card or line of credit is not required for the system to work. We're just keeping things simple so that you can understand the general gist of how the system works. So, they pay for their food, gas, and all their household expenses, including all the bills shown here. Because their living expenses are $5,200, this means that they now owe $5,200 on that credit card or line of credit. The system now takes that debt into consideration and will address it the following month. You will notice that the debt amounts have changed because they continue to make their regular minimum payments as scheduled. So in month 2, their savings account paid Bob and Katie $13 in interest. Now they have $5,413 in their savings account. This is the second money-saving principle, interest accumulation. The system prompts them to take $3,884 from savings and transfer it into their checking account. After that, the system prompts them to take $5,200 and pay that credit card down to zero. We used someone else's money for 30 days and paid them no interest, and allowed our money to work for us at the same time. This is the third money-saving principle, interest float. It then prompts them to take $4,084 from their checking account and pay towards their primary mortgage. And identifying an additional strategic transfer, the system calculates an exact amount of $798 and prompts them to transfer this amount out of their savings onto the Visa. So this is what the beginning of month 3 looks like. We now owe less on the mortgage and less on the Visa. And this is what happened to the mortgage. Their new balance is $195,652. Their interest rate and minimum monthly payments stayed the same, but they canceled 15 months worth of mortgage payments and saved $11,162 in interest. This is the fourth money-saving principle, interest cancellation. What does this mean to you? If these were your numbers, you can now pay yourself what you would have been paying the bank, because you would no longer have to pay those additional 15 months at the end of the mortgage. You can see how powerful this is. Can you do this on your own? Perhaps, with many hours of strategizing, overanalyzing, calculating, and constantly updating, and providing you're a math genius. But this system calculates each strategic move for your money, making sure that timing is perfect and that each penny you have is working hard for you. The system will do many of these strategic maneuvers throughout the life of your debt payoff. So let's recap. Here are Bob and Katie Smith. They're 40 years old. On the conventional side, they will be paying on their debt until they're 70 years old. That is 5 years after retirement, if in fact they can retire at that point. With this time-saving system, they will be debt-free at 52 years old. That's 13 years prior to retirement, and they can pay themselves instead of their creditors. Plus, they saved over $101,000 in interest on their mortgage and over $38,000 in interest on their other debts. It is important to understand the financial implications of holding on to debt. Holding on to debt will always cost you more money than you can earn on your own. As a society, we are emotionally involved in thinking that making more money is our answer. Yet, it is our debt that in reality holds us back from achieving our ultimate financial goals. Sometimes people say, I could try and do this on my own. So let's take a look at what would happen if Bob and Katie set their $200 discretionary income each month to their mortgage. First of all, this is not what the system does. It does not require you to increase your minimum monthly payment. Second, we know that most people will only do this for a short period of time because, well, life happens. However, if they did send in the money, they would not have access to those funds, and it would only eliminate around $52,000 in interest. This dynamic system saves you over $140,000 in total interest payments without having to increase your minimum monthly payment by $200 every month. Remember, with the try it yourself option, Bob and Katie are not even addressing their other debts. You might be doing something to eliminate your debt, or you may be doing nothing. Either way, we have something here that will get you out of debt faster than any traditional method, book, CD, DVD, or class will ever teach you. No more calculating your debt, interest rates, payment, and guessing which combination will save you the most money and time, because the system is personalized with your information. The system is doing the calculations and factoring the money saving strategies for you. And you have a clear, easy to use plan that is in line with your goal of getting to the fastest way to zero. And what if life throws you a financial curveball? Well, the system simply adjusts the plan and gets you back to the destination of zero debt, and it's guaranteed. Our online financial system helps you clearly see what your financial choices really do to your overall financial picture before you make those decisions. If you decide to do an addition to your home, buy a boat, or whatever, the system will show you the impact, recalculating the years to pay off and the amount of interest you will pay. This is so much more than just paying off your debt. It's 2020 financial foresight. The visual representation of the program, showing you when you'll be debt-free, is what we like to refer to as the financial GPS.
And there's also some modifications coming that's going to help people manage their IUL and help show them how to use the IUL as your bank. So that part's coming.
Ooh.
When?
I don't know when, but they've been working on it for years. So everybody, that might be a little bit confusing, but I guarantee you see it 3, 4, 5 times. It's just not all that confusing. It's the software that says move the money from A to B and all that kind of stuff, and does all the calculations. And the proof in the pudding with the consumer is run your numbers. Till we run your numbers, it's all nothing matters till we run your numbers. What's it cost to run your numbers? Nothing. Okay, so things we need to think about. Mr. and Mrs. Client, are you saving any money? Are you saving $500 or $1,000 a month? Or do you get up every day and you're a slave to your banks? Most Americans get up every day, got to make that house payment, got to make the car payment, credit card payment. They get up every day and they go to work for their bank instead of themselves. We can stop that. We can change that through education. What is this debt really costing me? Well, it's costing you your retirement. Have I saved any money? And if you have, are you willing to keep it at risk? You guys know that guy Ken Fisher? That hates annuities?
Yeah.
He's in big trouble right now. He just lost 1.8 billion of assets moved away from his company. Am I tired of watching my 401k go up and down? When you're retired, you don't need risk anymore. Am I being smart or dumb? To me, it's dumb to get up every day and just work for your bank instead of your own self. So if we can, but nobody knows, everybody thinks that's just a way of life. It no longer has to be a way of life. So is there a way to live stress-free? Yeah, but it takes a little bit of financial discipline. You have to earn more than you spend, and you got to be willing to spend about 15 minutes a week on your software, and you got to have a computer and all that kind of stuff. Here's what I want to emphasize, especially to FEG agents. The goal is not to retire debt-free and broke. That's not a dream. Even if you're debt-free at retirement and you're still just dependent on Social Security to eat food, you're in trouble. The goal is to retire debt-free with wealth, and because we already know how to do IUL, we can accomplish this. So if we sit down with a client, when is the best time to start building the wealth and earning compound interest? Now or 7 years from now when you're out of debt? The answer is now. So some of the smart guys are selling an IUL $300 a month now, but in 7 years it goes up to $3,000 a month. They're putting that into the inputs in the computer on the front end. This is a newscast that was on television in Las Vegas. It's over 10 years old. And part of it's a little wrong. It says you need a HELOC. In fact, I'm not gonna play it right now, because I'm gonna show you where it is. You can look at it on your own, because time is of the essence. But here's my first client. All I did is recruit a guy. He went to a meeting in Houston. He calls me up and says, hey, Ron, I wanna run my numbers. I need to buy this product. I got debt. So what happened is he filled out his debt sheet. I'll show you in a second. One sheet of paper needs to be filled out. And here was his input. Took an hour to make the sale, maybe less. His first mortgage is $355,000. Good interest rate, 3.75. His payment's $2,800 a month. He's got 4 car loans. One of them's an RV. He's got a Mercedes RV. Right now he's in it on the way to Orlando for the company's grand opening. So he's got $144,000 in cars and RV loans, $2,100 a month. His credit cards, he owes 12 grand. I don't know why, but he's paying 124 bucks a month. He ought to be paying way more than that. So his debt is costing him $5,098 a month. You might, this is out of Texas, you know, not that unnormal of a situation. So what we did is we said, okay, what's your average annual income? I mean, monthly income, including his Social Security for him, Social Security for the wife, and he's a veteran, so he gets income from the vet. He makes $20,000 a month. He takes $5,000 for his debt. And he says it costs him $11,900 a month to live in Texas.
Wow.
Sounds kind of expensive. But he's got $3,200 a month of discretionary income. Now, those of you that know anything about an IUL, there's your IUL cell.
Yeah.
Tom, we're gonna take a portion of that money, maybe half, and we're gonna put it in for you right now. So there's your IUL cell. So we put all these into the computer and we push the button, and here's what comes out. This is the analysis. Tom, right now you owe $513,000. And if you don't change anything, you're gonna pay back $805 on the $513. You're gonna pay 57% interest. That's $513 plus 57%. If you buy the Worth program, instead of paying back $805, you pay back $583. And the software is going to save you $221,000. And that number is guaranteed. We don't hope so. It's guaranteed as long as he sticks with the program. The results are not, I hope, it's guaranteed. So instead of paying this in interest, he pays this in interest. But here's another big kicker. Instead of taking 25.9 years to be out of debt, he's out of debt in 6.8 years. How much extra every month is he spending? Nothing. So we're going to save you 19.2 years. If you take that $5,000 a month and save it every month for 19.2 years, it comes at 1% interest. What have we averaged on our IUL?
6.
The Barclays is average for 10 years, 13.47. Some of you guys sell LSW, but that's low interest rate IUL. 13.47. What's it done this year so far, Barclays? 27. This is 1%. I saved the guy $221,000, 19 years, and I made a difference of a couple $1 million. Yeah, but Ron, the software costs $3,500 bucks. Don't even insult me by saying that. That's an insult. Buy the software. I didn't have to tell. He called me and said I want to buy it. Any questions? Is that a big deal? Changed his life. You think I could get any referrals? You think he ought to join the company and tell his story to other people? By the way, this agent makes money, right? Tom Howley, 72 years old. He makes money. He makes a decent amount of money. He overrides Nita. Got one superstar on his team. But you know what he told me? Ron, I'll be out of debt in 4 years. Because I got all this additional money coming in from Worth. So who should you, I want to emphasize this. Who should you recruit to this?
Everybody?
Every single realtor in town before somebody else does.
Yes.
Every mortgage person before somebody else does. Every insurance agent before somebody else does. And anybody with debt. If you want to get out of debt, do your numbers, join the company, help others. You'll be out of debt so dang fast, it's unbelievable. I just hope for you guys, because can you tell that I'm a little excited? I'm worn out, I'm so excited. I'm going full blast on this thing. And I just want you guys to succeed too. It's not good enough for me just for me to succeed. I mean, our first month we probably made about $5,000. This month we're going to make about $25,000. 95% of FEG is not even started yet.
Hasn't even been
When the other
touched.
95% kicks in, I'm telling you, soon we're going to be making a couple $100,000 a month extra money here. And we're going to help our insurance side. And I want to bring everybody with me on this ride to success. When you're on the ground floor, you got to take advantage of it now. Life can't be normal. You got to get aggressive. Or you're just going to watch others. You either get aggressive or you're going to watch other people get rich. Or, and help others. Instead of you, yes, sir.
This may not be important, but it is a tax deductible, right?
I have no idea, honestly. I don't really know.
It's an expense, so.
It's an expense. I just don't know if it's a tax deductible expense. It's not a business expense. So you'd have to ask. I don't want to give any tax advice. So honestly, I don't know. The only risk, here's the risk. You buy it, you don't use it.
Yeah, right, that's the risk.
That's the risk.
Right.
Okay? And that's a true risk. In fact, I'll tell you, honestly, I bought it years ago and never used it. Why? Because I was too busy and my wife couldn't figure it out, didn't want to figure it out. But here's the other major problem we had. We were, back then, struggling in life, and I was spending more than I made. It just didn't work for me at that time in my life. Okay. Here's a great customer, what do you call it?
Testimonial.
Testimonial. And I'm going to play, you know what?
No, play it.
What?
I wanna hear it.
Oh, you haven't heard this one?
No.
Oh, this is fantastic.
The sales guy. I still can't hear it.
Come on.
You're killing me. It's murder.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Pete. I live in Cape May County, New Jersey, and I want to share some information that I think is very important for everyone out there that has a mortgage, hospital debt, college debt, any type of debt with attached interest. They need to see this program. A friend of mine went to college, that I went to college with, shared with me a program, and I looked at it, and he gave me enough proof that it works. So 4 years ago, I got on the program, and I did a modification prior to that. They tacked another 10 years on my mortgage. So I had 36 years left on my mortgage, and I'm 66 years old, so that's not a great future. If I follow what the program tells me to do, I will eliminate 30 years of my mortgage, and I will be totally debt-free in 6 years. I'll be debt-free of the $177,000 on the mortgage. I'll be debt-free of the $14,000 equity line of credit, and also my credit card of $4,000 on the same budget that I'm on right now. This is the most powerful thing I've ever seen. On the same budget, how is that even possible? Well, every month I look at my amortization sheet, and I look at it, I watch the years and thousands of dollars getting totally shaved off. So 6 years, I'll be totally debt-free. Knowing how well this works, my son decided that he wanted to buy a house. So what I did was I bought the house for $175,000, a 30-year mortgage. If I put the two debts together, including my Equiline credit, including my credit cards, I will own 2 properties in 12 years on the same budget. That's unbelievable. That's absolutely ludicrous. I will save a total of close to $300,000 in interest that I would have given to the bank. Guys, let me tell you something. That doesn't make any sense to give that kind of money to the bank. In fact, when I had the analysis done for the program, just on my mortgage alone, the money that I would have been continually paying the mortgage company and put it in an investment company making only 1%, I would have had $480,000. The program works. There's no doubt about it. It's guaranteed to work. You can match it up to your amortization sheet. You'll see it working 100%. You'll look at your amortization sheet and go, how is that even possible? That's crazy on the same budget. Please call the company. Do it for your future. Do it for your family. It feels so good. There's one more feature with the program that is one of the most important things, in my opinion. I wanted to buy a $35,000 boat. And if I was just going to go buy that boat, I'd go out and get the credit, I'd go buy the boat. But one important thing, can I afford it? I don't know. With this program, I plugged in the numbers. The boat was $35,000. And I was going to spend about $7,000 on interest, and it's going to add a total of 15 more years on my mortgage. I looked at that, and I decided, you know what? I can't afford this. I bought a used one. That means that anything you buy, I don't care if it's 2 cars, 1 car, a house, college debt, you can do a what-if scenario, plug in the numbers, and decide if you can even afford it before you sign on the dotted line. The company is fantastic. They do an analysis. They don't make any phone calls. They don't need account numbers. They just want to know your debt. And they will do a presentation in your computer. You can sit and look at it, talk to the rep, and let him show you the savings and how many years and thousands of dollars you will eliminate on your mortgage. Again, all on the same budget you're on right now. I've been in sales all my life. I have never seen anything smoking like this. You gotta call, do it, then you'll smile big. Have a good day.
Pretty good testimonial, huh?
Pretty good.
Okay. So here's the money-making side of worth. And I want to emphasize this. The worth is easy to talk about. It's not insurance. People don't have all this stuff going in their head. So it's a door opener. And you can you can get them out of debt and build wealth. So it's going to get you in the door, and it's going to help your recruiting side of your business. Don't need a license. You have any people on your team that have ever struggled getting a license? No license. When can they start making money? Today. Sign up today, you can make your first sale today. Pretty good, right? So here's how the pay works. When you buy the product, and I still haven't been to a training, everybody, but I'm going to one this week. You can buy the product, as far as I know, 2 or 3 different ways. If you have no mortgage, I think it costs somewhere in the range of $2,500 or so for the software. Might be a little less. If you have 2 mortgages, or 1 or 2, it's $3,500. And by the way, I think brand new recruits, they sign up in the first 10 days, I think they get a 10% discount.
Is it
Okay.
only 10? I thought it was 20.
It was, they keep changing.
Oh, okay.
If you got 2 plus mortgages, it's $4,200. We had a doctor that owns 6 commercial real estate properties. He's saving over $2 million in interest. How'd you like to help that doctor? What kind of IUL are you gonna get? Big stuff. In fact, that doctor's out, wants to buy more property now, because of this thing. So here's how the pay works. You start at 900 a sale. You start here, and this is where I started. Back 10 years ago. Because we were with them before, I got to start now at the level I earned before. But I started here at 900 a sale, and the first 2 sales you do are training sales, and you split it. So in the first 2 sales, it's $450 if you sell this one. So it can be more or less. By the way, we got a client on the East Coast, student debt, 22 years. Student debt and 1 auto loan. Instead of 22 years, when she bought the software with 6, she's already got it down to 3. Because she's smarter with her money. She's better at managing her money now. Once you do 15,000 in volume, 5,000 what's got to be personal, you go to here. This just says what you got to do. So you go as high as here. That number's 1550. Okay? And the way I look at things, anything between here and here, you're just in training. You gotta do about 25 to 35 sales, I don't remember the number, to get here. And there's a fast track to get here, but I'm too new to understand it. Okay? And it's on, the training is online. So there is a fast track to get here, but it means fast, not slow. So I just want to take a look at income opportunity. Let's just say you did 2 sales a month, that would be what? $3,100 a month if you did 2 sales, right? You think there's 2 people out there in these 6 or 7 million in the Bay Area that would like to save money on their debt? If you ask. Let's say on top of that, so you do 2. Let's say you do 4 training sales. So you're going to get 450 of the 9 and the difference. So you're going to get 650 plus 450. 1,100. If you're here and you're training people, and they call you up and say, hey Ron, I got a client, please run the numbers. You run the numbers, it takes you about an hour. So your people are feeding you clients. You do 4 of those a month, that's another 4,400. And let's say you got a couple people in here that do a total of 3-4. 4 sales, average override 300. Another 1,200 in overrides. Not bad. Plus the insurance that it generates. There is nobody that has to ever struggle financially in this company ever again. If you are, it's your fault. Just go talk to people. You can change it today. Totally. Right now. On top of that, once you get here, they pay up to 6 generations of overrides. So, I'm a ED, so now you get there, first, second generation, whatever you are, there's 6 generations of overrides and there's bonus pools. If you do over 12,000 personally of volume, you're in the bonus pool. And then if your base shop does whatever, you're in the bonus pool. I'll learn more when I go to the training meeting. I don't even care about all the little stuff. I want to build the big thing. And so if you just build and build and build and run proposals, I just don't know how you can have incredible success. So the same books backing up our IUL annuity side, new book, Convert Your Debt to Wealth. It's online. So here's kind of a summary. And if I was you guys, I'd be doing my own meetings with this. You ought to be doing them yourself. Go to people's homes, invite 10 people over. Debt is eating us alive. True or false?
Yeah. We're all indentured servants.
A new
is what it
powerful
basically
combination
boils down
of technology that's never been there before. No longer do you even have to have a HELOC. Don't have to have good credit. Don't have to refinance your debt. We're using technology, and as the video says, strategic payoff, interest accumulation, interest float, which means free money, other people's money, and interest elimination to get out of debt in 5 to 10 years instead of 30. and completely change your life. On top of that, we're gonna build you a tax-free, risk-free retirement account. We're gonna teach you how indexing works. So take the next step. Set an appointment. Do your analysis. Do your needs analysis. Do your retirement analysis. Talk with one of our people. You know what I'm really excited about, it's a great thing what we do with the IULs and all that. But if we do that and we don't help them get out of debt, we didn't do the whole job. The first time ever, we can now do the whole job. This part's kind of important, so you might want to take a picture of it. For the people that never heard of Freedom Equity, here's our website, and I tell them you want to watch the documentary from the doctor with the living benefits. WorthUnlimited.com. WorthUnlimited.com/FEG or /your name, whatever yours is, /videos. The video that you saw, the long one, is there with another video. We'll go there in a second. And then this is our training site. Unbelievable trainings on every single subject here on this site. You could get trained, but you got to step up and get aggressive. Anybody been on this training at all? Stop watching television and plug into it. You'll learn. And we do have a training coming up in California, hopefully this year. Okay. I do want to show you a couple websites. So this is my agent login. If you become an agent, you log in.
No signal.
You disconnect?
I don't know what's wrong with this. It's plugged in. Wow, how weird. No signal.
Well, I'm showing that I'm still on the new Wi-Fi.
Well, I'm on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you're talking.
Okay. So I just want to share a couple things with you. What's that say?
21 recruits since yesterday. Yesterday? Well.
To me, I say it's 21 recruits today. So far. It's early. We'll have another 20, 30 today, I guarantee you that. Here's the analysis worksheet. It's on your website. This is what the client has to fill out. So I want you gotta understand what I'm gonna tell you right now. If you have a client and that client has debt and they're interested in getting out of debt, here's the system of how sales and money is made. 1, you have to go to the website I already showed you, worthunlimited.com /your name or /FEG /videos, and they got to watch the 2 videos. It's going to take them a little over a half hour. They say, I'm too busy. No, you're not. We're going to save you $300,000-400,000. Just watch the dang videos. It's required. Number 2, possibly with your help, you have to fill out this form. Lender name, mortgage start date, mortgage term, monthly payment. Are you sending any extra money in? Just all their debt. Okay. And at the bottom, credit cards, house income. Nothing complicated. So you fill out the form. Number 3, you call a trainer. We have 4 or 5 trainers. We need trainers desperately. We need somebody in this office to step up and become a trainer so that we can refer everybody to you. You'll probably do 10 sales a week, whoever becomes a trainer.
What if you do it from home? You don't have to come to the office.
You don't have to come to the, no.
Okay,
All
okay,
we
because
have
I mean,
people on the
there's-
East Coast training everybody. They sit at home in their pajamas,
Yeah.
and they do 4 or 5 sales a day.
That's me.
They do, you know, the Zooms,
Perfect.
okay?
Yeah, everything's in computer.
I'm your man.
Call the trader, split the sale, don't even have to get into traffic. But you gotta become a trainer. How do you become a trainer? I wrote it down. I'm gonna write it again.
Does a trainer get half of the sale? Is that how it works?
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
because you do the analysis. everything.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if you're a trainer and you move up the ladder, you're getting half the sale and half the override.
Oh,
And if you're not a trainer, you just do the analysis and then get on the phone with the trainer, with your client.
Okay, I want you to know exactly what you gotta do to be a trainer. 2 split sales with a trainer. Clear?
so you first have to do it with another trainer, or, I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, okay, got it.
Completed sales.
Complete it. 2 personal sales on your own. And you gotta go to class 1, 2, and 3. They'll probably, after this convention, start doing some of the classes online. Once you've done that, you're a certified trainer. And you'll be listed as a trainer, and other people can come to you, and if you get good at it, anybody who's willing to get good, I don't think that's that hard.
No,
I mean, Al Cardi did it in 2 days. Steve Little said, I think he's about almost all the way there. He's going to Orlando to get all this done. He'll be a trainer by the time he's back from Orlando. Because he wants to train his own team, and I get it.
who's dinging?
Me.
Turn that.
Orlando's this Friday, Saturday. And if you go to Orlando, you get this done, and I think this goes down to 1 for those that go to Orlando. It's this week, Friday, starts at 2. There's awards Friday night, all day Saturday in Orlando. How do you find out about it? You just go on your website. All the information is right on your website. By the way, anybody in the military, costs $0 to join. Anybody that's ever been in the military. Okay, now, I don't know why this usually has the ad right there.
Probably because it's coming off this.
Current or
On,
that?
on the,
Here it is.
news.
Here it is.
Yeah, right.
Kickoff event info is right there. Just go on your website, it goes on and off. This week starts Friday at 2 o'clock in Orlando, Florida. Just so you know. Just gonna show you this. Okay. They pay commissions twice a week. So that week, 1,500 plus 3,900. $4,000. 2,500 so far, and there's 3 more days on that pay system. So in a short period of time, we're over 16,000 for the month, and I just feel like we haven't even begun yet. We haven't even getting started. So just know that there is money to be made. And then I want to take you to this side here. Here's your training site. WorthPowerTeam.com. That's a training site. And if you go back, and if you just spend some time looking at it, and I'm going to go back to July, and I'm going to go down here. August 1st, analysis training, client presentation. There's one here somewhere called Getting Started. You'll have to go find it for yourself. But the important ones to watch is, you know, just kind of browse through it, because there's a lot of training here to get you good at it. You just got to do it in your spare time. So you got a training site. You know what you got to do here. When a new recruit signs up, you send them to your website. So you sign up, you send them to your website, they go under you. And we got to remember that there's a code. If you don't put it in, did you ever get your $100 back?
Oh yeah,
Okay, good.
I got my first check.
Okay,
It's $3 off.
okay. It's what?
$3 off.
Oh, okay. Tell them to fix it.
For 50, I got minus $3 because they send the check.
Okay. Oh, could be. So, any questions? Okay, here's my last comment. When's our next meeting on this? Next Wednesday at 11. If I was you, I'd have plenty in between. But if you want to get big in this business, let's next Wednesday at 11 have so dang many people in here you can't fit. Who'd like to get aggressive? I just never seen anything easier in my life to talk about than this. There's nothing to be scared about.
You're absolutely right. The first time I came, this was kind of confusing. Now it's a lot easier. So I'm ready to bring more people
Right.
on this.
And here's another thing, everybody. If you sit through this meeting and watch it a couple times, pretty soon all I do is click buttons and talk a little bit. And half of the information is when I click. So it's not all that hard. They got a ton of training in Spanish.
Oh, really?
Videos in Spanish.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube, put in Word. They got whole presentations already done on YouTube in Spanish. Okay,
How much does it
everybody, what's that?
How much does it cost to join?
$49, but you gotta type in, there's a code, START 49.
Okay.
And I heard it's going up November 1st, but I also heard it might not go up. And if you're ex-military, it's free.
And there's a code, I just signed a guy up, you gotta use the star T49, right?
Yeah.
Start 49.
Yeah, star T,
T.
No,
start, because star 49 didn't work.
START, START.
Start, I'm sorry.
Stop.
I'm Italian, I'm just
Hey,
like.
START is the same thing.
Thank you.
No problem.
It is.
But anyway, you guys, I am really, really enjoying myself with this. And I would, try to make it fun for you.
It is fun.
And go get all the realtors and the mortgage people, and if they give you a little bit of resistance, say, hey, stop. I don't wanna hear that till you see the whole thing. Don't take a bunch of CRAP from anybody. But here's the key last thing. This is you, when you get a recruit, you get that person inviting like crazy. That's your and when that person gets that one, you get them inviting like crazy. Fast, not slow, fast. And we gotta get up to 3 op meetings a week of this thing. Somebody different doing them every time. I'll do one a week when I'm in town. So next Wednesday, 11 o'clock, go for it, give it your best effort. You get real aggressive between now and the end of the year. You can change your life between now and the end of this year. I mean, you can have hundreds and hundreds in your group between now and the end of the year. It's big. Okay, thanks everybody. I gotta hit the road. Okay, take care.
Hit the road, don't you come back no more, no more.